Good evening, and thank you for joining Nittany Pride News. We begin with our team coverage of the destruction around the region caused by strong winds.
Everything from power line damage to a tree falling into a home. Nittany Pride News' Bethany Bainey shows us the costly damage and scary scenarios.
Thousands are feeling the effects after high winds and heavy rains destroyed many homes and yards.
Yes, it was yesterday. We started at, I think it was 1 o'clock, and our last incident was, consecutive incident was probably this morning around 1 a.m. So we were out on and off.
Student Teresa DeSimone was scared after a tree fell and almost hit her car.
To school the other day and a tree fell down, and thank God I was paying attention, and so was the car behind me.
This tree individually cost around $600 to get all cleaned up, and as you can see, crews have started working on it. But what's special about these pines and spruces and how they're falling is, as you can see, there's a very shallow grave here, along with a lot of rain and water, and with a large enough gust that'll cause the tree to go toppling over.
With all this damage, it was sure to keep Sean Broden busy for hours.
So between right now and yesterday at the same time, it's probably been about 20 accidents, I'd have to say.
It also says that cones and flares are put out to slow down the cars and then try to get a hold of PennDOT and have them put out further roadblocks so people can't get through. For more updates and further information, please visit our website at nittanynews.com.
We continue our local coverage of the storm now. One local neighborhood in Minerva was hit hard.
Neighbors have been asking council members about this current situation. Nittany Pride News reporter Mike McGrail takes us to Boys Park to show us why residents are so concerned.
The winds were wicked. Drivers had to handle 33-mile-an-hour winds and navigate through fallen branches. Brian McGrail lives here along Pearson Road Road and says he's always worried about the trees, but especially during high winds.
Yeah, the roads around the park here, when I jog here every day, and I just noticed that a lot of the trees are hanging over, and they're ready to fall.
He showed me many of the trees along Pearson Run Road, making them vulnerable in the storm. But it's not what's below, it's also the branches above.
So as you can see, I'm 6'5". I'm able to come down and reach this branch right here. If something like an 18-wheeler comes by, tries to avoid this little branch, that could basically be potentially causing a wreck for anyone else that coming down here.
Some neighbors even avoid taking their pets on walks here just in case.
I walk my dog here quite a lot, and there's a lot of trees with overhanging branches, and the trees look like they're ready to come down. It's kind of dangerous walking. I have to sort of alter my route all the time because of all these trees.
Many told me they've reached out to the county to see if the crew can do anything about the danger. However, they've told me the county hasn't called them back. Reporting for Nittany Pride News, I'm Mike McGrail.
We'll have more team coverage of the storm coming up later, but for now, let's turn to a big relief for many of you. The stairwell is open.
It's been such a struggle, as students have had to go outside to get to class for weeks. The Nittany Pride News reporter Ian Henry explains what took so long.
Put the winter coats and scarves away because the stairwell has finally been opened up. With construction complete, Penn State New Kensington reopened the stairs earlier this week. I'm here in the stairwell where, as you can see, the stairs are open once again, and students will no longer have any trouble going about their daily routine. It was supposed to be a simple project. It was not. The tiles contained asbestos known to cause cancer, so the remodel actually lasted about 2.5 months.
It started with material. As you know, we're trying to abate for asbestos. And so all of the other asbestos removal has been with the same material, done the same way. It's been easy. They ran into a real problem over the break with the floor.
While construction crews were handling that, students came back from Christmas break and were forced to take a detour with no choice but to brave the winter weather to access different areas of the campus. Students say seeing this is a relief.
I feel that the ease of access throughout the entire university has been ever so improved. I mean, look around at this beautiful space. Freshly painted walls, a brand new floor, and brand new lighting. It's great.
Hopefully the next project won't impact students so drastically. This is Ian D. Henry, Nittany Pride News.
Now to our health alert today, but it seems like it's something out of a horror film, but experts say it's real.
It's called zombie deer disease, and as our Nittany Pride News reporter Teresa D. Simone tells us, it could be coming to Pennsylvania.
The zombie deer disease is infecting animals across the country. Are humans at risk too? Experts say the infection is caused by chronic wasting disease, or CWD, and is much like mad cow disease from many years ago. Unfortunately, experts report that there is no cure. Chronic wasting disease, now better known as zombie deer disease, is making headlines all across the Midwest and has mothers concerned about feeding such meat to their families.
I come from a family of avid hunters. We've hunted for years, and we always eat the venison, either in a burger or a pepperoni stick.
Disease Control says to be on the lookout for zombie deer. There have been cases found in over 24 states with animals suffering from this disease. Animals with these disease have a zombie-like stare, and they are so gone that their rib cages become exposed. These grazing dead can spread CWD through feces, saliva, or blood. Once an animal is infected on the landscape, it will continue to spread from animal to animal, leaving farmers in a tizzy. Hunters should have all game tested before they consume any animals they kill and are urged to take precaution when handling deer carcasses. So far, there are no documented cases of humans catching the disease, but experts say it could only be a matter of time.
They really don't know if there's any repercussions to the human with it. It's hard to kill, the disease is hard to kill, and they won't know truly for years if there's any effect on a human being from it.
According to experts, signs of an infected deer include weight loss, drooling, lack of coordination, and aggressions towards humans. Now, moving on to sports. Nittany Pride News reporter Callie Zimkowski has the latest on the Fox Chapel hockey team's start to the playoffs.
Through the ups and downs of their season, the Fox Chapel High School hockey team has continuously built upon their skills in each of the regular season games in order to get to their ultimate goal, playoffs.
The Fox Chapel hockey team has shown they are in it to win it. The Foxes wrapped this season at 8-10, which was more than enough to make the playoffs. But out of the 10 teams in the league, they are ranked 6th. Their captain, senior Michael Kilmer, and one of their top scorers, has broken down the team's skills and knows that playoffs will not be easy.
I'd say our strengths are probably our speed and agility, but I'd say our weakness is we aren't the biggest team physically. So we like to get around guys, but if we're confronted, we kind of struggle with that.
We've watched the team address those struggles all season. In November, they lost by 1 point to number 5, Swickley Academy. But when the January 29th rematch came around, the Foxes flipped it. With non-stop determination, they came out on top 6-4. To keep up that momentum, they may need their assistant captain and top scorer, Colby Zeminkowski. Zeminkowski is currently injured with a knee fracture that occurred in an earlier season game against Freeport, but he is planning on being back on the ice just in time for playoffs, and he has no doubts in the ability of his team.
Just keep our speed up, keep practicing, play Fox Chapel hockey as our coach says, and see how it goes.
And we'll see if Zeminkowski makes it back out there in time for that first playoff game. The Foxes will take on the Indiana Indians on February 26th at 7:45 p.m. at the S&T Bank Arena at the White Township Recreation Complex. We will have more details about the game on our website tomorrow night. Reporting for Nittany Pride News, I'm Callie Zeminkowski.
They're finally back in their normal uniforms and ready for the season. Many of the softball players had agreed to fill in on the basketball team because Penn State New Kensington had such a tough time finding enough players. Now the women are back in their natural sport, ready to take the season by storm. Student athlete Erica Finn said taking on both sports was a challenge but worth it.
It can be stressful at times, but all my teammates feel like family and I wouldn't change it for the world.
The season will start on March 22nd. Their first game is an away game against Penn State DuBois.
The Penn State New Kensington men's basketball season is coming to a bitter end.
Nittany Pride News reporter James Binnix has coverage on what went wrong this season.
Or what was supposed to be a promising year for Penn State's men's basketball turned into a year-long blunder. Here's what happened. A feat that most teams try to avoid in any sport. A miserable 10-game losing streak. Here's the men's head coach, Arthur McCray, and his thoughts heading into next season.
We want to finish on a high note. So just to be able to finish out some games, play strong, and play our style, and prep for the future, and that's with our recruiting.
Penn State New Kensington would later lose to Penn State Brandywine on February 16, 2019, which would officially mark their 10th straight loss in 2 months, all due to a bad timeout call which ruined a possible game-tying shot. Despite the loss, student-athlete Jamison Nee has high hopes for the future of this program.
I love Coach Hart. I love what he's doing here. I believe in him. Him and I are in constant communication about different recruits he's bringing in to see campus and everything like that.
Time and good results can only tell the story from here on out. Better luck next season, fellas.
After 55 years, a staple in New Kensington shopping has closed. Residents tell us the news of Kmart closing on January 6th shocked them. It was emotional for the employees as well, but they're keeping positive about the memories spent there.
It's really sad. I was born and raised in this area, and it's always been here. It's always been a staple. It's gone through some changes over the years, but it's still always been here.
Crews that are clearing out the store are getting things out quickly in case the next store is coming soon. If you want to see more in the meantime, you can find more news about it on our Facebook page.
For the 10th straight year, the Fox Chapel community is going to have a great summer.
Emerling Ice Cream is ready to open for its 10th anniversary. Nittany Pride News reporter Callie Zemikowski has the story.
With spring temperatures steadily rising again, Emerling Ice Cream is finally open for the season, and customers say it's been quite a long winter. With the built-in drive-thru now open, customers can still get their favorite frozen treats in this spring's rain or shine.
So I'm not sure for a lot of you folks out there, but how many ice cream shops do you know that have a drive-thru? Now here at Emerling Ice Cream, we actually see that there's a drive-thru, so even on the most bitter, cold days, when you don't want to get out of your car to stand in line to get your ice cream, or on days like today when it's super rainy and just gloomy out, then you can just go through the drive-thru and get your delicious snacks.
Having only been open for a month now, the lines have been longer than ever at the locally known shop. Emerling Ice Cream customer Cam Zemikowski tells Nittany Pride News why he's excited for the 10th season of Emerling Ice Cream.
I remember when Emerling Ice Cream opened 10 years ago when I was 12 years old. It's a very popular and great place to go to with family and friends for some ice cream or just to hang out, and I'm excited to see how it grows in the future.
As part of the new special flavors of the season, only a few of the popular homemade hard scoop flavors will be available for a limited time throughout the season. Each week there will be not one, but 2 soft serve flavors of the week for customers to make their own delicious creations with.
We have orange sherbet, mango sorbet, and chocolate birthday cake. And we also have a specialty twister. It's with strawberry ice cream and graham crackers and birthday batter. Our soft serve flavors change every week, so look out for new specials.
The popular shop also serves foods such as burgers, hot dogs, soft pretzels, and nachos. Every Tuesday is Dollar Dog Night from 5 to 9 p.m. This season will mark Emerling's 10-year anniversary, and customers are eager to see what the shop owner, Mike Boros, has planned to celebrate. We hope everyone gets the chance to stop by for some ice cream or hot dogs on a sunny day hopefully coming soon. Check out on our website for more information. Reporting for Nittany Pride News, I'm Callie Zemikowski.
Our team coverage continues now regarding the storm. The strong winds knocked out the power, leaving a lot of the residents still in the dark.
It created a dangerous situation as Nittany Pride News reporter Courtney Jordan explains how neighbors were frightened and frustrated.
Many local residents could be without power for several days to come. High winds Sunday evening knocked down trees and power lines, leaving a lot of families in the Pittsburgh area without power.
Emergency crews responded immediately, closing roads to protect drivers from downed trees and power lines. A lot of families were forced to leave their homes Sunday. It was frustrating with the temperatures below freezing. It was dangerous.
Well, we were totally and completely displaced last night. I had to take all of my kids and go stay at my mom's house for the night because my power went out at 6 o'clock in the evening. It didn't come back on until 11 o'clock this morning. I had no heat.
Gusts of up to 60 miles per hour left hundreds of homeowners with damaged property.
Well, the weather has been very windy. The trees have blown down on my deck, and I've got to get this tree cut back.
Crews tell Nittany News it could be another week or so before the roads open back up and power is restored, some residents being more fortunate than others. We will keep you updated throughout the week with major road closings, school delays due to power outages, and much more. If you want to see additional footage in the meantime, please visit our website with live updates and streaming. Reporting from Nittany Pride News, I'm Courtney Jordan.
Students had the chance today to further their careers at the annual Penn State New Kensington Research and Job Fair. Our reporter for Nittany Pride News, Anna Alfera, has more details on the developing story.
Today here at Penn State New Kensington, students have the opportunity to possibly meet their future employers.
Students are eager to find internships for the summer at Penn State New Kensington. The campus hosts the career fair for the students to have an easy way of connecting with their future employers before they graduate. Students take this day seriously so they can connect with several companies and get their resumes out there.
It really gives me an idea of what's going on in their head. What topics do they think are important?
This career fair is convenient for undergrads to walk over to the gymnasium and meet with professionals while they are still working towards their degree. The Penn State New Kensington faculty and staff loves hearing the success stories from students when they land an interview or internship with the employers that came to the fair.
They're fascinating. They really, I wish I had more time. I mean, being one of the hosts of the program, it seems like time always goes so fast. I wish I had more time to walk around, but some of the things are just fascinating. I really think it's just such a terrific opportunity to showcase the campus, all the things the students are capable of. Some of the projects just are mind-blowing.
The ultimate goal for students on the Penn State New Kensington campus would be any interaction to prepare them for graduation and their future careers.
Penn State New Kensington students are preparing for the job market, and last weekend's Leader Launch gave them some great tips.
Nittany News reporter Shauna Potts tells us, with graduation nearing, that these seniors are paying closer attention.
The Success Center, the hub for academic learning, is where the magic happens. In addition to students coming down for academic help, Leader Launch tickets are also sold every spring semester to dozens of students who are willing to get an edge on networking. Ashton Caldwell is very busy this month. As an intern in the Success Center, he is charged with helping Jim Shields organize this year's Leader Launch, a half-day networking opportunity in Pittsburgh a month ago.
I felt that working with it provided a lot of useful insight that will help me in a future job.
Getting a job is top of mind for Ashton since his field of interest, communications, is so competitive. He says the biggest takeaway from this event is that he should concentrate on networking now before he finishes school to get a jump in the job market. He also said it was insightful to learn tricks on using LinkedIn's social media site to find a common connection.
Very well this year. We had a good group of students. I think everybody interacted really well. I think everybody seemed to have a good time.
When it was time for the event, the students soaked in group activities and discussions from speakers about interviews and networking, and they even received a tour of the Penn State building in Pittsburgh. The panel discussion later focused on tips and advice for job searching.
Interactive exercises and activities with the speakers seemed to get everybody energized.
After the events at the Penn State Center were over, it was time for dinner at Roylands in the Strip District. From there, it was time to sit back, relax, and network with Fair's alumni and professionals.
Fantastic experience at Leader Launch. I thought it was a very well organized, very helpful, fun event for everyone involved.
Adam Robinson has been to many of these events, and he says that it just keeps getting better. As a Learning Center coordinator, he's glad to see students start thinking about their future careers and how networking can provide them those future careers. He also has nothing but praise for Ashton and Jim and their success.
Jim and in particular Ashton did a fantastic job putting the event together. It was very interactive this year. Saw lots of students talking to each other, brainstorming, being creative.
And those creative skills and networking will help them in their job search. From Penn State New Kensington, I'm Shauna Potts.
Big changes are coming to a local shopping center.
Our reporter, Justin Moser, talks about a local shopping center update and how the community has been affected by it.
Local shopping center has a potential revival on the horizon. Harrison Town Square in Natrona Heights has been a staple in the community for generations, but back in 2013, the plaza experienced a fire that almost brought the whole thing down. Since then, there was a promise to fix it up and bring life back into it. With places like Community Market, J&S Pizza, and Planet Fitness keeping it afloat, people are questioning if it'll be enough.
So, just coming down here, J&S Pizza, after I got off my shift. Really wish there was some other place to eat around here, though, other than that stupid Chinese buffet and this pizza place, though.
With empty storefronts and businesses continuing to leave, right now seems like it's past the point of no return.
This is just one of the storefronts here that was most affected by the fire 6 years ago, and as you can see, it hasn't been touched since then.
The fire left the plaza millions of dollars in debt, and the lack of tentativeness had brought everything to a standstill. 6 years later, the property has been appointed to a receiver, under Petrium Property Management, the new owners. They have bought out the plaza in hopes of bringing in storefronts the community wants and will be able to diminish the debt it ensued.
I know that the community is really excited about the prospect of the plaza getting revamped, just like the old days when I was growing up. I know there's a lot of community support and they're really listening to what we want to come in here.
If there was ever a last attempt to save a shopping center, now is the time. With the community behind it, maybe this once booming shopping strip will relive its glory days, but only time will tell. Reporting for Nittany Pride News, this is Justin Moser.
Just 15 minutes north of Pittsburgh, in a small community of 7 Fields, after a year of construction, a new type of gas station has opened up. And our Nittany Pride News reporter Matt Moritas tells us how locals and neighbors think this one is different.
This is the first American Apple that's in the Cranberry area, but it does seem that a lot of people are excited and somewhat worried.
Amy Steigerwald already knows that there's a lot of gas stations in the area, but she says this one will be different.
It's wonderful when you can get a variety of anything. You can get nice fresh gas for your car and nice fresh food for your body. Yay! All at one stop.
But with the amount of construction that's been going on for the past couple of months, some people are worried about how they're going to be able to get in and out of the gas station.
Customers do seem to be upset about the whole construction that's going on, but in a couple more months, I feel like this is going to be a great location.
Because it's very busy right at this intersection here. But I've heard that they are making this a one-way road. So maybe in the future this will actually be a very convenient and easily accessible place to come. But at the moment, I think they have growing pains and I think it's a little inconvenient.
That's great to hear. Even though the construction is going to be going on for a couple more months, the location is great and it's great for the area. I'm Matthew Moritas reporting for Nittany Lion News.